Nope. Sit. Sit. You stay. Okay. He's opened up a cavern down in there. Grass has gotten tall again. I began to think it might not this year because of how dry it is. Yeah, and it's not as tall as head height yet. Deer beds. And shade. The sitting oak. I discovered this here 2 years ago. And when you need a place to sit on a warm summer day after walking for a little ways, there is really no other place to sit out here. Grass is 3 to 4 feet tall. I'm not going to sit down, or I'd be looking around and up to see out. And so from here I can see sort of out and about. This is one of my favorite places. And I gotta say one of, because there are so many. I can't pick an absolute favorite, and that's kind of a folly. Anyway, what's your favorite movie? Well, at the moment, Hobson's Choice, which YouTube is playing for free right now. Classically hilarious movie, made at early 50s. It's a period piece, takes place, who knows when, 1800s. That really isn't the point at all. Young lady off in the weeds there. I'd sure like to know what she was doing in the water up against that log. Chasing water bugs? Chasing frogs? She couldn't have been chasing frogs. They go so fast, far away. Was she getting a drink? It reminded me how, God, 3 months ago, she was getting a drink of water from the bucket out by the splitting area, and she was just attacking it. I haven't seen that since. I forgot all about that until I was seeing her doing that just a few minutes ago in the water. So maybe that's her way of getting a drink of water when she's really thirsty. this all came today. I transplanted this 3 years ago and got it from up under the power lines, assuming that it was white pine. And then last summer I looked at the needles and thought, well, no, this is jack pine. And now looking at it this year, those needles are longer than jack pine, so I think it is white pine. Well, Insley and I are here at the south field where Dennis's equipment is under this wonderful shade. It's about 83 degrees. It's really not that bad today. I'm just kind of waiting until it gets a little later to go work on firewood. So we came over here. Oh, we had been down at Otter Pond, and I looked overhead. Oh, wonderful wispies, clouds. And I had been wanting to come over to the south field. Well, now that energized me to get on over here with the camera and tripod, do some time lapse of one of my favorite subjects, of wispy clouds. And then I thought, well, wait a minute, you've been burned before. Take a look when you get back up to the driveway, because sometimes I look up and I see these wonderful wispies, assuming that there's more coming, and there haven't been. But what else was there to do? So we came over here anyway, and no, there was a wispy way off over there, and there's remains of one up over there, but nothing worth photographing. And there's another one coming in there. I just looked up there. I don't see anything. So it's got to be a mouse. That is frustration right there. She's been at this for half an hour. I've been splitting wood. She has been around and around the back of this woodshed. Oh see whiskers. Right there. Oh, great blue. It's rare I get a chance to walk down here. No. This is the time of summer that I begin looking forward to fall. Leaves and vegetation beginning to die back and open up. To correct the gopher problem, brother-in-law loaned me his gopher hawk. 2 of them. Catch twice as many as with just one. Or in my case, in his case, you catch none despite having a quantity of 2. They're designed and manufactured and sold to the general public. And I've been wondering how many of these that are sold have actually been able to be set, much less actually catch a gopher. I've been trying this for a couple days. The idea is use the probe. This is a brand new gopher mound that appeared this morning. And you use the probe to find where's the tunnel. I haven't tried this one. I've tried about 10 others down the driveway. The idea is you push this down until you find a tunnel, which means it'll go down. It'll release and go down. Now that indicates to me a tunnel about 6 or 7 inches below the top here. Now comes the really frustrating part. You use this thing, you go down, waggle it back and forth to open the hole so you can get the trap down in there. And this seems to be a fool's errand. Because it feels to me that all I'm doing is, as I'm pushing the dirt down, I'm just refilling the tunnel. And it's at this point, 9 times out of 10, I've said, F it. No go. Another problem is you better have had a rainfall the night before you try this, or an hour or two before you try it, because you try it with this, all you're doing, you can see this very fine sifted powdery soil just falls back in and refills the hole. Now there's a tunnel. She's on another mound. My gopher hunter. I really should just leave this whole thing up to her. She's my gopher killer. But I feel guilty. I feel like I should be doing my part, not expecting her to do it all, do all the work. And there I stop. And once again, I think I have, well, it's about another 2 or 3 inches below where I stopped. No more. The other problem is setting this thing. At the top here it says, don't push down. It's the only way I know how to set it. And the other problem I had when I did get what I think was down into a tunnel, you push this down in very gently. I'm determined to get one down in there and set. Well, just for illustration purposes. That's what happens. So Insley, you're on your own. You can not only catch them, you can kill them. Maybe this thing kills them too. And I'm mystified by firmly strike black tube. There. And it says, won't set. I have gone online to look up, figure this out. Thought I understood it. It's one of those, well, duh, once you understand what you're supposed to do, but until then, I don't know what good that does. Sounds like a steam engine. She is not going to go back up and resume her hunt. God, I'd love to know what these are about. What was she after? And I know every single time that she's out there doing this, she's after a real something. I'm guessing red squirrel or a rabbit. I don't think the rabbit would have kept her interest like that. Red squirrels are very good at taunting. I was worried that she was going to collapse somewhere out there and I wouldn't be able to call her back. I'd have to physically go walk through that dense underbrush to find her. Carry her back out. Insley, lay down. Lay down. Come on. Lay down. You stay. Look what you stirred up by just that little bit of walking into there. You were trying to get away from her, weren't you? I've really got my hands full with her. She doesn't look long for this world. If she continues to get up and be active, I'm going to have to put her in the house. This is just a minute later. I'm going to put her in the house anyway. Come on, go home. Insley, come on.